Hello, if you want to watch exclusive lemon content on What If Naruto, then go to my Boosty. The first link in the description here contains such hot stories for adults, such as What If Naruto was a daddy for Sarada, or Kushina and Mikoto vulgar Naruto mommies. Follow the link and enjoy. I'm waiting for you.
Since ancient times, there has been only one world, a world where artifacts and their owners ruled everything. The inhabitants of this world were not satisfied with such a life, so they created their own artifact, the biological weapon Shintogen. Eyes that could create a whole world of illusions. But people could not master these eyes, and because of this, 7 billion alternative worlds appeared. The defenders of the worlds have decided to assemble an army that will destroy these weapons, and at the same time all these dimensions. But they are unlikely to be able to alienate the one chosen by these eyes. 778, October 20th. The Land of Fire. Kanaha. Minato entered the cave, and the seal closed behind him. The size of the cave was like an average room, torches hung on the walls, and elite representatives of the Anbu stood under them. In the middle of the cave, there was a cot, on which a scarlet-haired woman was lying. Nurses and the wife of the third, Hokage bivouac, were running around her. "Everything is ready for delivery," Minato said. "Nessa, Hokage, we can start childbirth," the bivouac replied. Minato nodded, then proceeded to strengthen the fox seal 5 minutes later. "So, Kushina, don't be afraid, the main thing is to stew," the bivouac screamed. "Yes, bivouac itself," Kushina answered through pain. "There's definitely nothing wrong with her," Minato was wary. "Shut up, you're distracting." The bivouac shouted at the election of the queen. "I can already see the head. Come on, get out." The bivouac screamed. After a couple more minutes, the first child got out, and then the second one. Minato wanted to support the children, so he released his hands from the seal of the Dumka. That she recovered after giving birth, but the fox was able to damage the seal and escape from Kushina's body. The cave was destroyed, the Anbushniki attacked the foxes. The latter, in turn, shredded them and ran to Kanaka to destroy it, despite the fact that it was not his wool. Flashback 764. Wolf Country. Uchiha Kagani's team. "So guys, we have a little left, and we will complete the task," the captain said. "Kagani-sensei, I feel someone," the young Kushina said warily. "Get down." One of the team members yelled at Senko. Cutting chains flew over them, which were caught by a man with long black hair and a mask on his face. The team was about to attack, but the masked man ran up to Ashina and made his way into the subconscious. Knocking out Chunin, Madara, the fox yelled. "Shut up, little fox," Uchiha replied, throwing the fox at Genjutsu. After that, he came out of consciousness and disappeared into Shunshin. "What? He's from Kanaha?" "Also Uchiha. We need to report to the third. Urgent." The commander shouted, then took Kushina and ran to Kanaka with the others, forgetting about the task. The fox was already destroying the village and killing people. Minato teleported him out of the village again, and then threw a kunai awakening at him, which brought the fox out. He became even more enraged and wanted to kill Minato, but then Kushina appeared and pinned him to the ground with chains. "Kushina, we need to seal it in our children. The black side is in Naruto, and the light side is in Menma," shouted Minato. "No way. You know what Jinchuriki's fate is," his wife answered him. "We have no other choice," Minato said, and teleported the children to the battlefield. He was about to use the Death God technique when the Hiruzen Danza came. They both folded the seals of the double sacrifice and sealed the foxes of the children, while Minato had not yet summoned the Shinigami. Due to the fact that no one has used this technique yet, no one subsequently knew. Naruto's eyes turned purple, and his hair turned black. Naruto smelled a terrifying chakra. Minato almost fell, and, barely keeping his balance, thought. The cursed leaf still captured the child's mind. "Damn, you're going to suffer. I promise." After these thoughts, Minato gave Naruto to a shelter, and then called 3 Anbushnikov, whom he ordered to spread the rumor. About the new Jinchurik fox, Uzumaki Naruto himself teleported to Kushina and returned her to Menma. She lay in a coma for a month, and when she came out, Minato told her that Naruto had died. Because of this, Kushina fell into a depression that lasted for 5 years, but Menma tried to cheer her up somehow. Meanwhile, Naruto grew up in harsh conditions. He was a genius of his generation. At the age of 1, he could already talk and run. At the age of 2, he learned to read on his own and awakened the center of the chakra, and at 3, he learned to throw iron perfectly. He grew up quickly, and by the age of 3, he was like a 6-year-old child. When he turned 4, he was kicked out of the shelter. He had nowhere to go, and so began the harsh survival on the street. The shelter rarely, but still fed, so life on the street does not suit me. Especially since everyone here hates me. Okay, I need to figure out where I'm going to live and what to eat, Naruto said to himself when he was kicked out of the shelter. He redirected the chakra to his legs and ran up the shelter wall. Once on the roof, he jumped on the roofs to the construction site. When he arrived there, he hid behind a small counter. So, first you need to look around. Let's count how many builders. 1, 2, 5, 7, dachshunds. There are 12 of them. I can remove them one by one, but if they walk in the rootstock, then I will be noticed and well. There seems to be one standing at the tool rack. I can sneak up on him, knock him out, and steal his tools, Naruto thought. Naruto had to go around the construction site on the left side so as not to get into anyone's eyes. When he took refuge behind a tool rack, the builder decided to take a saw from there. Naruto took advantage of this, taking the builder by the head, hit him against the counter, then grabbed his head, and jumped over him with his second hand, dragging him along, thereby twisting him in the air. When the builder fell, he wanted to shout and call the others, but Naruto cut his throat. I didn't want to kill him, but I wouldn't have had time to knock him out. Well, okay, Naruto said and, taking the necessary tools, put them in the pouch, and then left the construction site. He ran into the forest of death. When he got there, he saw 2 chunins, who always prevented him from going there. He took the worst kunai he found at the training ground and threw it into the grid nearby to cause a lot of noise. The chunins are also not stupid, so one stayed at the gate and the second went to check. Naruto took advantage of this and followed the second one. When Chunin bent down to pick up the kunai, Naruto jumped out from the side and said goodbye. Kunai in the liver, no one is eternal. Then he poked the kunai into the liver and covered the shinobi's mouth with his hand, then dropped it and put the same kunai. Now you call the second one here, and I'll crawl into the forest. Got it? The black-haired man asked. Chunin nodded, and then Naruto ran off to the gate. When the second Chunin went to help the first, Naruto ran into the forest. The forest itself was huge and gloomy. The trees were the size of skyscrapers, and the rustling of leaves could be heard from all sides. Naruto felt the chakra coming from the trees and animals nearby, so he put his hand to the tree and poured some of the remaining chakra there. The tree turned blue, confirming Naruto's theory. He was about to find a small tree to cut it down when he felt an irritable pain in his back. When he turned around, he saw the Chunin he had cut. Chunin was standing with a kunai in his hand, which was in Naruto's back. After he realized what had happened, he saw the second Chunin. He immediately punched him in the face. After that, a brutal beating began. After 30 minutes, the Chunins went back to the post, leaving Uzumaki lying in the grass. Naruto was bleeding profusely. His vision gradually darkened. He tried to get up, but immediately passed out. He woke up in an annoying place. He was lying on the water. On the ceiling he saw pipes from which water was flowing, terrible yellow-green walls overgrown with mold. All of this made the atmosphere even worse. He stood up and felt that the chakra was blowing from the water. I have read that people have a subconscious mind, which is a mirror image of a person's mind. I also read that there are different elements of the chakra, like water, fire, rain, etc. It looks like my element is water. Interesting. It seems like people just can't get here. This requires a year of training. So someone called me here, the brown-haired man reflected. Come to me, a deep voice was heard around the corner. Naruto, without knowing why, obeyed and went to the turn. When he turned, he saw a light. After he went there, Naruto found himself in a giant room. It was in the same style as the corridors. Looking around, he noticed a giant cage. There was a strange seal with two silhouettes on it. "So that's who my jailer is," the red eyes behind the cage said mockingly. Interesting, so you're the fox?" Naruto asked without emotion. "Haha, I'm glad that my Jinchurik is not a fool," the fox smiled, showing himself in all his glory. "Wow, what a beautiful fur. It will be necessary to remove this water later, otherwise it's probably unpleasant for you to lie on it," Naruto said. "Do you dare to mock me?" The fox got angry. "No, I really think so, but it requires good mental control. However, it was always interesting to me. Here you are all tailed. Haguruma created you according to legend. I don't think the sage wouldn't have given you names, tell me." Naruto asked again, now with a smile. "Kurama to call me," the fox replied, not realizing what he had done. "Well, that's good, let's be friends." "Why did you call?" Violetide asked. "Well, in general, you came yourself, but anyway, I cured you, and now get lost." "I want to sleep," said the fox, and threw the boy out from under consciousness. When Naruto woke up, there wasn't a scratch on him, but his orange jumpsuit was covered in cuts. "Okay, I didn't like the orange color anyway, I'll buy something else later," Naruto thought, and, picking up tools, began to extract materials for a tree house. He also arranged many of his traps, and studied all the traps that were set before him. He had an excellent memory, so after a month of living in the forest, he knew everything by heart. For a whole month, he did not leave the forest, killed animals, and drank water from a nearby lake. When he realized that his clothes were completely destroyed, he decided to catch a few animals and sell them on the market under Henji. And then buy clothes. Flashback. The first day in the Forest of Death. After Naruto built his house, he took 5 kunai and 5 shurikens, and then went to look for a water source. After an hour of walking, he noticed a small lake that was close to the house. He walked quietly to the water. There were fish swimming there. So the water is clean, Naruto thought, and caught one fish with a kunai, then put it in a pouch, and, taking a small cup that he stole from the shelter, filled it with water, and then drank it. Then he rubbed his mouth, and took more water. Then he went to the hut. When he returned, he built a fire, and hung the fish to roast. After these procedures, Naruto ate and drank water, and then fell asleep for the second day. In the morning, Naruto quickly got up, and started looking for the river. When he found her, he took off his clothes, plunged into it. There he found some clay, which he brought home, and began to process it. After 30 minutes, there was an ideal bowl in front of him, in which it was possible to hold a large volume of water, so as not to go to the water source every time. After that, he went hunting for some animal. Jumping through the trees, he noticed a boar. Quietly creeping up to him, Naruto jumped on the boar. He immediately reacted and pinned Naruto to the ground. The latter took a kun and hit the boar's stomach with it. The boar himself began to bite Uzumaki. Naruto, realizing that something needed to be done, kicked the boar's stomach, pushing it away from him. Then he took him by the neck and cut his throat. After that, the boar writhed a little more, but soon stopped. Naruto tied a rope to his legs and dragged him to the base. When he got there, he put the carcass on a wooden table. The table started to wobble a little, but it held up. After that, Naruto went to sharpen the kunai to butcher the boar carcass. When he finished sharpening, he returned to the boar's body and began to peel off the skin. This was his first experience, so it turned out badly for him, but still it was possible to eat. Only the boar skin had to be thrown out. He began to roast a boar, and after he started eating it, most of the meat had to be thrown away because it was unsuitable for food. So he ate almost everything. After that, I went to the lake, and he filled a large pitcher of water, which he made out of clay, and went back to the house. "Hey, do you want to practice some techniques? You seem to already have a chakra hearth," the fox suggested, mentally contacting Jinchuriki. "Wow, Kurama, is it possible, or what?" "Well, let's work out, just drink a little water." After these actions, Naruto stood in front of the house in an open area. "Work out physically first, you're already in good shape, but muscle mass won't hurt," Leaf said. "Hi. Naruto said, and started physical training. At first, he offended the whole forest without stopping. 5 times, what to say, it took a whole day. He was ready to die of thirst and hunger. Until now, Kurama helped him not to get tired, but soon the fox fell asleep, leaving the boy alone. Naruto barely reached home and fell on a wooden bed. The third day, Naruto got up late. All his muscles were burning, he couldn't move. He barely got to the water jug and drank water from there. After yesterday's run, he was already showing off his muscles. But if you don't train further, they will soon disappear. Naruto was hungry, so he went hunting again. This time he caught a deer. He quickly jumped out of the bushes, like a lion with a kunai, cut the deer's throat so that he could not breathe. Then Naruto remembered that there are no deer in the forest, and if there are, then in packs. He looked back and saw a flock of deer running towards the offender. Stop, on the contrary, they should run away from me. Naruto could not finish, as he saw falling trees. A giant lion the size of a hammock was chasing deer during Pain's attack. Naruto realized that he could not defeat him, and, leaving the deer carcass, quickly ran to the lake, where he caught 3 fish, and went to the house. After that, he fried them, and then returned to physical training. After a week, he could run 10 times to climb. His speed became like that of an average chunin, and the physique was such that even Kakashi can stand up. Okay, Naruto, I think it's time for you to start the techniques. All this time, I have been developing your the chakra circulation system, so that you can learn some techniques, such as a technique of shadow cloning, Henji, replacement, storage seal, strengthening of the chakra body. This is the initial list. You already know how to walk on trees and on water, so it will be easy for you. In 3 weeks, you will master everything. Okay, Kurama, Naruto said, and began to study shadow clones according to Kurama's instructions. At first, he did poorly, but after a few attempts, he was able to achieve a good result. 10 clones in 3 years is a very good result. After a hard workout, he went to sleep. The 4th day. The next day, Naruto ate the last fish and started the technique of strengthening the body of the chakra. He had good chakra control, so this technique was easy for him. And then, as always, I went hunting. This time, he decided to catch that lion. From his hair it is possible. It would be nice to make a soft bed, so he set about discovering a strong chakra. There were many of them in the forest, but Naruto immediately felt the lion's chakra. He walked towards it. An hour later he reached the prey. The lion was asleep. Naruto took out Kun and threw him into a tree nearby. Strangely enough, the lion immediately woke up and went to the tree and started looking for something there. Naruto turned on Utaichi and then created 5 clones, which were also with Utaichi. They all started attacking the lion from behind. One clone jumped on his back and stabbed Kunai in the back. The second one was colored to his feet and began to bind his legs with foxes. The original and show 3 clones began to beat and cut the lion. After an hour, Naruto was completely exhausted, and the lion was bleeding and slowly dying. The lion's meat is tasteless, so he just took the lion's soft skin and dragged it home. When he arrived, he cut out the skin under the bed and lay down to rest. In the evening, he realized that he wanted to eat again, and, catching a rabbit, fried it and ate it. Naruto, it's time to train. Today, I will teach you 2 techniques, Henji and replacement. They are needed by every shinobi. Suggested a leaf. Well, the friends smiled at Naruto, and they started training. Naruto learned both techniques very quickly with the help of clones. So there's one more technique left. I asked my friend brown-haired before going to bed. Yes, but it is the most difficult of these. Print storage. Difficult to learn, even for jonins. But since you are Uzumaki, then you can quickly learn this technique. You'll need about 2 weeks, said the 9-tailed one. After that, Naruto studied the storage seal every day. The bigger the thing he sealed, the more chakra it took away. Therefore, Naruto tried to make a facet of his chakra. Naruto reached the market under Henji. There he set up a bench and printed out boar meat and a lot of leather. He quickly sold all this for good money, with which he could buy high-quality clothes and even rent an apartment. But so far he was in no hurry to do it. After that, he went to the clothing store. There he bought a black shirt, black shorts, and shinobi sandals of the same color. After that, he went back to the forest. He easily bypassed the Chunins this time, finding his hut, dressed in new clothes. He looked gorgeous. "Well, it wouldn't hurt to know what my element is," Naruto said, taking out a piece of paper that he bought at the market. The chakra-productive leaf, the leaf was surprised. "Yeah, let's see," Naruto said, and poured the chakra into the paper. First, the paper was cut in half, and then it rotted. "Wow, 2 elements in 3 years. You really are the genius of your generation," Leaf grinned. "Yeah," Naruto replied, and went to the training ground. "So I can teach you the techniques of futon, but with Doton you will need scrolls," suggested Leaf. "All right. Okay, let's start with the fact that you need to learn how to release the wind chakra. Pick a leaf and try to cut it. Use the clones," the fox said, and then put his head on his paws. Naruto started training. He spent a whole week cutting up foxes. Then he found a waterfall and tried to cut it with the help of clones. He spent a whole month on this. Finally, I could. Hurrah! The boy rejoiced. "Yeah, I didn't think it would be such a problem for you. Anyway, let's start learning the techniques. The first futon, a vacuum sphere. She creates a sphere that protects firm Raiden's techniques, and Saiton was offered by the fox, to which Naruto agreed. Imagine that the air is swirling around you. Then squeeze this wind to the possible size, and build a ball around yourself." "Okay," the brown-haired man said, and started training. During the training, he often got cuts and was maimed, but he still got up and continued training. At this rate, another 5 years have passed. During this time, he has changed a lot. His hairstyle became like Madara's. He himself became very attractive. For unknown reasons, the stripes on his cheeks disappeared. His physique was such that he exuded heat. He had to buy new clothes again. He was the same height as his age. For some reason, after he moved to the forest, he began to grow like an ordinary boy. Once again, as he returned home from hunting, bringing with him a boar carcass, he saw an ambushnik who was waiting for him at his house. "What do you need, Leo?" Naruto asked. "Hokage herself calls you to her today at 6. Here's the clock," said ambushnik, leaving the clock in the place where he was sitting. And then disappeared into Shunshin. "Yeah, it looks like it's time to go to the academy." "Kindergarten," said Naruto, picking up the watch and going into the house. At 5:30, he left the forest and headed for the main street. When he arrived there, he noticed interested looks. At first, he thought they were hate looks until he saw some of the girls, who blushed at the sight of him. "Okay, you won, they didn't recognize me," Naruto said in his subconscious, and heard a loud fox laugh. He even had a headache. After that, he headed towards the residence. When he approached the office, he was met by the secretary of the 4th. "Oh, hello, boy. You're so beautiful. What are you doing here?" the woman asked with a smile. "Hokage called me," Naruto replied. "Okay, can you come to him?" The girl replied with the same smile. Naruto knocked on the door and heard, "Enter." A tired voice outside the door warmed Naruto's soul. He didn't know why, so he didn't pay attention to it. Minato knew how Naruto lived, and about his appearance too. He bitterly regretted that he had betrayed his son. "Naruto, how are you?" with a tired sport, asked Minato. "It's fine, why did you call?" Naruto quickly cut off. "I have 2 topics to talk about. The first one. You should go to the academy. Every kid your age goes to either a regular school or a ninja academy. You have a strong chakra, so you should go to the Shinobi Academy. Is there an objection?" Minato asked with a soft smile. "There is no point in my objections." "What is the second topic of conversation?" the brown-haired man asked. "Naruto, do you know who your parents are?" Frowning, Minato asked. Naruto, not expecting, stood in a stupor for 5 minutes, and then answered no. "Let me tell you the whole story of your birthday, the day the fox attacked Konoha. That day, Kushina gave birth to 2 boys, but I couldn't restrain the fox, and he got out. He started destroying Konoha and killing people. After a long battle, Hiruzen and Danza sealed my second son Kyubi, sacrificing their lives. The further the dialogue progressed, the more difficult it was for Minato to continue the conversation. After sealing, his hair turned black and his eyes turned purple. The fox chakras began to blow from my son. I was terrified of crying at the time, Minato continued. I thought that the fox had captured his body and decided to take revenge on him. I sent my son to an orphanage and spread a rumor that he was a Jinchuriki, so that everyone would hate him. And in general, as you have already understood, you, my son, Naruto, barely finished. Looked at the reaction of Minato's son in tears. I see, Naruto replied without a single emotion. Naruto, are you okay? I understand if you hate me, but forgive Kushina and Menma. They don't know about anything, Minato reacted. I don't hate you. I'm angry that you left me, but I can understand you too. On that day, exactly the same thing happened to me as with people who were captured by tailed animals. I'm glad you wanted to avenge me when the academy, Naruto continued. Naruto, do you want to live with us? Then no one will touch you anymore, Minato offered hopefully. Nobody will touch me anyway when the academy, Naruto repeated the question. Of course, tomorrow at 9 a.m., Minato replied, after which Naruto went back to the forest. And what do you think about what happened? The fox asked. Nothing, I will live as before, Naruto replied. I'm glad you didn't go down the path of revenge, the fox continued. Yeah, I need to rest, don't mind. No, I want to sleep too. The next day Naruto woke up at 6 a.m. He ate yesterday's boar, and then went to replenish water supplies. Then he jumped to the exit of the forest on the branches of trees. When he came out of the forest of death, he went to the clan territories. Hiding his chakra, he got close to the fence of the Uzumaki clan, which appeared in Konoha after the fox appeared. Naruto climbed the fence and walked on the roof. He knew that the sensors had already detected him, but it seems that they feel that he is Uzumaki, so they did not pay attention. He went to the clan training ground, where he saw 10 boys and 5 girls with the rank of Chunin. Sat down on the roof and watched them train. During the training, he memorized one futon technique, an aerial breakthrough, a technique that allowed you to create a zone, in which you can disappear and appear anywhere inside the zone. Also, the technique of air disappearance was one of Shunishin's variations. Of course, they used sealing techniques and barriers, but Naruto was not particularly attracted to it. Except for one technique that allowed you to break any seal. You bite your finger and write the sign of a sheep with blood, after which you pour the chakra into it, and the seal breaks, also with barriers. Naruto wrote down all these techniques in a notebook that he bought on the way and headed off. Academies. It was already 8:50, so he ran at full speed. Fortunately, he got there in time. When he entered the yard, his parents looked at him strangely, and the girls admired him. But when they realized that he was an orphan, they quickly forgot about him, because the son of Hokage. Hagi, or the eyes of the Uchiha clan, will be bigger prey. Hokage was about to make a speech when Naruto approached him. Naruto-kun, what happened? Minato asked with a smile. Remembering my last name, let me be some kind of Naruto Hiraishi, Naruto suggested. So that people don't recognize you, Minato asked anxiously. So that the Uzumaki don't dig in, Naruto replied, and returned to his seat. Minato went out in public and started talking. Today is a very important day. You are entering the Shinobi Academy. Each of you must become a great ninja to protect your relatives. And now I'm going to introduce all the children, Minato said. The list was as follows. 1. Abura Mishina. 2. Ina Imanaka. 3. Sakura Haruna. 5. Uchiha Sasuke. 6. Namikaze Menma. 7. Inuzuka Kiba. 8. Naruto Hiraishi. 9. Shikamaru Nara. 10. Hyuga Hinata. 11. Genta Uzumaki. 12. Sarah Uzumaki. 13. Naruto Hirage. All of the above. Come with me, Iruka continued, approaching the hackage. And where are the Jinchuriki? Iruka asked quietly. I gave it to the root, Minato also replied quietly. Iruka was definitely happy with this answer. When they entered the classroom, Naruto went to the very last batch by the window and sat down there when the others sat down and Iruka started. Hello, children. My name is Iruka Yumina. I am your shinsei for the next 4 years. Now the task of each of you is to approach the board and say what your name is, what you like, don't like, what you like, what you do, and so on. After that, these began to come out to the board. Naruto didn't listen to any of them until they called him. Hiraishi's name is Naruto, an orphan. There are a lot of things you don't like and a few things you like. I love nature as well as reading. That's all, Naruto said, walking up to the board, and then returned to the place. Shikamaru was sitting next to him. Let's make a deal, you don't bother me in class, and I offered you Shikamaru. It's a deal, Naruto replied. Okay, children, since this is the first day at the academy, then I let you go, smiled and said, and then let the children go. Naruto, as always, went to the forest and continued training there. He was going to learn the windy vanishing, quite a useful technique. Due to the fact that he did not know how it was done, he could not fulfill it, and when it was already dark, he went to bed. The next morning, he again followed the Chunins from the Uzumaki clan, and seemed to understand how to perform this technique. After that, he went back to the academy. When he entered the classroom, he saw that all the children had already divided into groups. Fans of handsome and rich, but she has my objects of ridicule. Naruto just sat down in his seat next to Shikamaru and started talking to Kurama to spend time faster. As soon as the hand came in, everyone was quiet. Hi guys. Today, we will study the history of Konoha, how it was created, who created it, and so on. Naruto, of course, knew everything, so he just talked to Kurama, and when he was asked questions, he easily answered. So 4 years flew by. Naruto learned many techniques of the Uzumaki clan, also improved chakra control, and had a huge supply of it. He didn't make friends at the academy, except that he knew some girls who were in love with him, including Hinata. Guys, today there will be an exam for Genin. I am sure that you are all. Everyone will pass the exam, so I want to say goodbye to you in advance, because it is unlikely that we will see each other again soon. You see, you are my first class, and I have come to love you as my own children. These 4 years have passed so unnoticed, but even so I have a feeling that we are already things. I hope you won't forget me, and will sometimes come into the academy, he said with a smile on his face and a hand. So that the guys started crying, and Shiki and Naruto didn't give a shit, and now we're all going out to the academy's training ground. We'll check how you build iron. Of course, Naruto showed the best result, and he created the shadow clones the most, so he passed the exam. Iruka started announcing the teams. Team number 6 Aburami Shin, and Nuzuka Kiba Hyuga Hinata Kurenai. Team number 7 Sakura Haruna. Menma Namikaze, Kakashi, team number 8 Shikamaru Nara, Sara Uzumaki, Hiraishi Naruto, Itachi. Then, according to the canon, Ina got into the team of another Uzumaki, and they also added a student from the last issue. Who was left without a team? Itachi came in with the rest of the Shinsei, and picked up his team in time, taking them to the training ground. Okay, introduce yourself. First you pointed Itachi at Shikamaru. Shikamaru Nara, the dream of becoming a cloud, there are no goals. I like to be lazy and play footsteps, Shikamaru replied. Now you pointed at the red-haired Itachi. My name is Sara Uzumaki. I love my family, and I want to protect it at any cost. The goal is to become the strongest ninja. The dream is to stop all wars. Okay, now you've pointed Itachi at the people this time. Hiraishi Naruto, I love nature and books, there is no goal, as well as dreams, Naruto replied. Okay, now it's my turn. Itachi Uchiha is 17 years old, elite Jonin Kanahi, I love family and cucumbers. The goal is to protect the family and the village. The dream is to stop all wars. In general, I would like to conduct a test tomorrow. I am waiting for your teamwork at 9 AM at the same place. I advise you not to eat, you may vomit, Itachi said, disappeared into Shunshin. And Naruto and Sara just disappeared, leaving the mosquito to lie and watch the fence. The next day, everyone was at the 6th training ground. So, here's the bell, You all have to take it away from me. You have until noon, start. Itachi shouted, and everyone immediately hid. Naruto and Sarah moved to Shikamaru. Well, the brilliant strategist of the Nara clan. Go ahead, what is the clan? Sarah said. And Naruto just sat with his arms crossed. Oh, what a hemorrhoid. Well, okay, first you attack Sensei one by one. I want to analyze his skills. First you, Sarah, said Shika. Okay, Sarah replied and jumped out to Sensei. Itachi looked at him and began to wait for his actions. Sarah sat down on one leg and then folded the 5 seals. The wind zone, Sarah shouted and disappeared. He was behind Itachi and swung at him with kunai. Itachi smiled easily and kicked him, but he disappeared into thin air again. After that, Sarah made 5 aerial clones, which began attacking Sensei, appearing from different places. Sarah himself began merging with the air to become invisible. When he did, he sent it away. They began to throw vacuum bullets at the teacher at an average distance, and Sarah himself began to attack the Staijutsu teacher. In invisible mode, and Tach had to turn on the Sharingan to somehow predict the blow, because the guy. He didn't fight very predictably. Sarah created an air blade with which he wanted to pierce Shinsei, but because of this he became noticeable. And Tachi quickly took him by the hand and hit him with his knee on the torso, and pressed him to the ground. After which he knocked him out. After that, Naruto, having made clones, was in front of Sarah. The clone took the body. Disappeared, but Naruto remained in place. Itachi attacked him. Naruto fought Itachi at equal speed. After that, he created 20 clones, which began firing air bullets at Sensei. Itachi himself made the Phoenix Flowers technique and tried to destroy the clones. But they turned on the vacuum ball, in which they took refuge. At that moment, Naruto was behind Itachi and created a dissecting breakthrough in his hand, which slightly touched Sensei, who threw a kunai at Naruto so that he did not dodge. Fortunately, it was just a clone. Hands burst out of the ground and grabbed him. Itachi only jumped up by force, pulling Naruto out, then jumped on his head with his feet, slamming into the ground. But this one was also a clone. Suddenly, Itachi felt a huge gust of wind that began to cut him. He avoided it in every possible way. But the clones throwing techniques at him got in the way too much, and he couldn't get close to them either. While Itachi was thinking where the original was attacking from, Naruto was sitting underground. He wanted to exhaust Shinsei and distract his attention so that Shikamaru would capture him with his technique. Itachi didn't think that a 12-year-old boy would think of such a thing, so he was still focused on quickly defending himself. If anything, Naruto often sent clones to distract him, and Rush and other clones caused constant damage. Since Naruto had a huge supply of chakra, he wasn't particularly worried that his chakra might run out. Naruto's strength, of course, was inferior to Itachi's, but with the help of his mind, he patted him so badly. After 30 minutes, Itachi was covered in cuts. He could have escaped, but the clones did not let him do it. As a result, Itachi was exhausted and distracted. He didn't expect this from the genins. Then he decided to jump into the bushes. For some reason, the clones paid the least attention to this place. He wouldn't be in such a situation. He would have known it was a trick, but not now. As soon as he jumped back into the forest, he heard. "You lost," Sensei told Shikamaru, holding Sensei with shadows, and Naruto was already standing in front of him, who took off the bell. "Yeah, I didn't think that I would lose to Genin. You guys are great. In a month we will start our first tasks," the Uchiha reacted. "Why is it so late?" Sarah, who had just arrived, asked. "You are too strong for basic D-rank tasks, and the C-rank mission that will suit you will be in a month," Itachi smiled. After that, the genins went to celebrate, and Itachi went to Hackage. "Come in." Minato reacted to the knock on the door. "Hello, Hakagi-sama." The genins were able to pick up the bell, Itachi bitterly admitted. "Come on," Hakagi didn't believe it. "Yeah, this is Sarah and Naruto. They are very strong. Shikamaru is just brilliant. They tricked me," Itachi continued. "Okay, I'm free," the blonde reacted and released the raven. "Naruto, how did you achieve this?" Minato mused. "So where are we going?" Sarah asked. "There's a place nearby where you roast meat yourself," it's cheap there. And delicious, Shikamaru suggested. Well, let's go, Naruto replied and went for new friends. He thought about it. Finally, he has friends, people are friends, the fox also suited him, but communication with real people is still different. Kurama also understood this and was not angry with Jinsha. Naruto smiled sincerely for the first time recently and looked at the new family. Hey, Naruto, why are you smiling? Sarah asked with a grin. Naruto, wiping away the tears that rolled down, said, Yes, I'm just glad that we passed, he replied and went. Follow them. The whole evening he had fun with friends, joked and laughed, told how he lived in the forest, listened to their stories, got to know them better. Every time he was ready to shed an ocean of tears, just like me. How can you cry from your own plot? I'm sick, Beta, yes. The guys realized that they were his first friends, and even the lazy Shikamaru set a goal to be the best friend for Naruto. None of them wanted the evening to end, but it was already late. The time was 12:58. Naruto was left alone. He went for a walk in the village. He hadn't noticed it before, but the evening Kanaka looked great. The lanterns that illuminated the street gave the village a special atmosphere. Previously, he had to survive here, but now he can enjoy it. He stopped at a house. The kitchen light was on. He looked in there and saw a child extinguishing candles on a cake. It looks like 58 minutes ago he turned some years old. He remembered about his birthday, October 10th. He had never celebrated a birthday in his life. After these thoughts, he imagined Menma celebrating his birthday with Minato Kashina, and then imagined himself in Menma's place. A single tear rolled down from Naruto's eyes again. Naruto put it away and remembered his friends again, and then continued to walk. He walked all over Konoha, looked at places where he had never been. He fell in love with his village. She was very beautiful. At the end of the walk, he climbed on the head of the first Hokage and looked around the village. Hashirama-san, Madara-san, thank you for founding such a village, Naruto said, and started to leave. Then he took another look at the village and went back to the Forest of Death. For a month, Naruto trained teamwork with friends. The main goal of the team was to deliver opponents straight to Shikamaru's shadow capture, and if necessary to cover him. Itachi often watched the team's training sessions and was glad that he got such guys. After each workout, they walked and had lunch together. Naruto was glad that he got such good friends. He didn't forget about Kurama either. If it wasn't for him, Naruto would have been dead a long time ago, or worse. He would have followed the path of revenge. He promised himself that he would protect his team at any cost. Chapter 4. The first mission. Turn off the song. After a month, the guys have completely honed their teamwork. And drag and collect them in Hokage's office. Guys, you need to escort Builder Tazuna to the Land of Waves. Tazuna-san, come in, Minato said. What? And these little ones have to accompany me? Tazuna asked. Don't be afraid, Tazuna-san, you will have the elite Kanahi Jonin with you, as well as the strongest Genin team of this generation. Minato said with a smile. Okay, then in an hour at the village gate, the old man said and went back. Naruto, with the help of a wind gust, found himself at his house in the forest, and, having sealed all the necessary things, including food, water and a change of clothes, along with ninja equipment, headed for the village gate. When he arrived, both Tachi and Tazuna were there. Together, they waited for the others and set off. After a day of walking, they passed a puddle. Itachi was talking to Tazuna at that moment, so only Naruto paid attention to the puddle. Itachi-sensei, do you remember the last time it rained? Genin asked, attracting the teacher's attention. No, Itachi replied, realizing Genin's plan, after which he took a shuriken and threw it into a puddle, followed by Naruto kunai. The pool of water turned into a pool of blood, and the wounded renegades got out of it. Bloody brothers, so Naruto said and knocked them both out. Tazuna-san, you'll have to explain it to us, while Itachi-san interrogates these two. Naruto suggested, to which everyone agreed. Tazuna explained about the situation with Gaara and the village. Itachi and the guys decided to continue the mission after all. 2 days later, they were already near the city, as Itachi shouted, "Get down." Everyone lay down, and a giant sword flew over them, which clung to a tree, and a man jumped on it, who had bandages all over his body. "Give up the old man, if you want to live," the man said. "I assume you're a blood mist demon, one of the 7 mist swordsmen, Zabuza Mami," Itachi asked. "Wow, the bloody Sharingan himself recognized me, Itachi Uchiha, I'm flattered," the bloody raven. Zabuza said with a sneer in his voice, "We will not give up Tazu Musen." "Guys, guard the old man, this is a very dangerous opponent," said Itachi, and began the battle with Zabuza. As in the case of Kakashi, he got into a water prison. The guys, of course, did not run away. Naruto and Sarah attacked a clone of Zabuza, who distracted them from the original, who kept Shinsei in a water prison. They quickly destroyed the clone together. Naruto threw Sarah a demonic shuriken. Sarah spun it and threw it into the Zabuza. He easily dodged, but the second one got out of the shadow of the shuriken, who reincarnated as Naruto, who threw kunai at him. Zabuza had to let Itachi go. He took advantage of this and, rolled in the heart, killed Mummy. At the same moment, 2 Shinbins flew into Itachi, who knocked him out. Haku jumped out of the tree and attacked Genin. All 3 of them fell into the technique of ice mirrors. Haku took revenge for his dear man with cruelty. As a result, Naruto got tired of it, and he, freeing Kurama's hands, destroyed the mirrors. After an air gust pierced the heart of Haku, he fell next to Zabuza. After that, it started to rain. Naruto took the sword and sealed it. "Drag Shinsei to Tezuna's house, he's still alive." "I'll join you soon," Naruto said. The others nodded, taking Shinsei away. Naruto sealed the bodies and went to the nearest hill overlooking the river. Naruto dug a hole there and buried both of them. After kunai wrote on the stone, "You need to appreciate the one you have, and love the one who loves you," and firm below attributed here. Buried Zabuzum Emoki and Hakuyuki. After that, Naruto put a barrier on the immutability of the landscape so that no one dug up the bodies and went to the guys. For a whole week, they guarded the bridge until Gata and his gang came to kill the builders. The team quickly removed them. All the henchmen along with Gata were beheaded. For this, they were nicknamed the Bloody Defenders. After the bridge was completed, the team headed to the village. After the guys celebrated, they went home. Naruto decided that it was time for him to, because it was already too late. He walked slowly towards the forest of death. When he passed by an alley in the shopping district, he heard the crying of a child and the laughter of men. Naruto suspected something was wrong and, hiding his presence, entered the alley. When he went deeper, he saw 2 assholes who were beating the kid. "Guys, what are we doing?" Naruto asked. "Yes, this ghoul stole a loaf of bread from our boss, and we taught him a lesson for it," the man smiled. Of course, Naruto answered just as quietly, and instantly broke through to himself. The biggest one, after which he grabbed his head with his left hand and his back with his right, applying the chakra to his back. He created a force wave with which he threw the man over himself. When the second one wanted to attack, Naruto slipped under his feet and jumped on his head from behind. Then he twisted his neck, then he noticed that the second man stood up. Naruto took out Kun and cut his throat. The boy was crying all the time. "Hey you!" Naruto turned. What? The boy answered with horror on his face. "You disgust me. You cry like you're going to die soon. Remember, the winners are not those who easily achieve the goal, but those who do not give up," Naruto said. After which he took a loaf of bread and money from the man and gave it to the child, and then went back to the forest. The next day, Itachi called the team to Hakai. "Itachi, you and your team should meet Kazukage and his children today. The village will soon have a Chunin exam," Minato said. "What time will they arrive, Hakage-sama?" Uchiha asked. "In an hour, maybe 2. Your task is to show them the village." Wheat Hair replied with a smile. An hour later, team number 8 was standing at the village gate. They had already spotted Kazukage and his children in the distance. On the left was a boy with black eyes. He had thin eyebrows and disheveled brown hair. He was very much like his father. He was wearing a black baggy jumpsuit, on which was painted a circle with yellow and purple halves, a hat with cat ears. A metal plate with the Sunagakuri symbolism was sewn on it. He also wore black gloves and shinobi sandals, the same color. Behind him was a bandaged body, firm which only the hair was visible. Next to him walked a girl who bore a great resemblance to her mother. She had clear eyes and sandy blonde hair that gathered in 4 consecutive moves. Ponytail. She was wearing a purple dress, a fan attached to her back with a red belt. Shinobi wore her bandage around her neck. A mesh was stretched over the left thigh and the right knee. A boy walked beside them with a serious look on his face. Dark red short hair, pale skin, and turquoise eyes. The hair was combed on the right side to make kanji love AI, carved by him on the left side of the forehead, more noticeable. He had no eyebrows. A distinctive feature is the black circles around the eyes, which have been associated with insomnia. And behind them walked the 3rd Kazakage with her wife. When they passed through the gate, Itachi approached them. "Hello, Kazakage-sama," Itachi said, bowing down. The team members repeated after him. "Team number 8, under my supervision, will show you your temporary place of residence, as well as the entire village and important places." "But why temporary? Maybe Hokage will become," Kazakage said, and then laughed. "Okay, let's go," Itachi said, and then the tour began. By Kanaha? At the end of the day, they took the Kazakage family to the hotel, where they left them. "So guys, the Chunin exam is in exactly 1 week. I have already enrolled you, but I did not think that this exam would be international. Anyway, a week later at 9 a.m., in the 312th office at the Shinobi Academy. Prepare yourself well," Itachi said, and then disappeared into Shunshin. "Okay guys, tomorrow at the 6th training ground, as always," Sarah asked. "We will be engaged in group sex again," the Shokoman said with a sneer. "Shika, how can you not understand? This strategy is such a fucking asterisk, a soft sign, hitting a friend's head," Naruto said. Okay, 1 hemorrhoid around, we'll meet tomorrow, Poki, Shikamaru said, and, yawning, began to leave. "He would never change," Sarah said. "Kami knows herself," Naruto said, and after saying goodbye, he went back to the forest with his friend. There he saw a woman of beautiful appearance. She was looking around the forest. Naruto realized that this was due to the exam, because she was carrying a notebook with the layout of the second one. Stage. Naruto quickly ran to his house and put up a barrier to disappear. Strong shinobi will easily break it, but an unusual genin is for sure. After these actions, Naruto took 1,500,000 ri, which he had accumulated over 8 years, and went. "I went back to Kanaha, found a hostel, stayed there for a day, and the next day I woke up at 6. And started looking for a new place to live. He bought a 2-story house on the outskirts of the center. The house wasn't very big, but it had its own training ground, albeit very small. He spent only 200,000 rubles. When he entered, he saw a brown cabinet on the left. He took off his sandals and walked on. After walking a little forward, I climbed the tiny steps and saw the door to a spacious bathroom. Directly opposite was the kitchen, and next to it was the living room. The house wasn't much different, but it was still better than a hut in the forest of death. After 2 hours, he remembered that he had a workout with friends at 9, and it wouldn't be good to be late. Naruto packed up, dressed in training clothes, and went outside. When he passed by the diner, he heard, "Bro, and you haven't seen a demon." Chet hasn't seen him in recent years, probably died in some sewer, ahaha, the man laughed. "I'm not sure exactly, but they say that Hokage gave it to the root, so be careful." "He must have become strong," the man replied quietly. "Oh yes, I wonder what this demon will do to me," the man said. Naruto went on and thought, but everyone knows him as an ordinary genin, not Jinchuriki, and if they find out, they will not be friends with him. Does he need such a false friendship? Although it's still better than nothing, right now he has no other choice, but one day he will show himself to be real. After these thoughts, Naruto headed to the training ground. When he saw his friends, he forgot about these thoughts and joined the training. For a whole week, they trained like the dead. So it was day X. The guys met near the academy. They went up the stairs together. When they got to the second floor, they saw the children from their graduation, who crowded at the door. Naruto came forward and saw two chunins, who did not let the guys to the exam. "Hey, little ones, what are you crowding for?" Naruto asked. "And, Naruto-kun, these two don't let us take the exam," Sina pressed. "Oh it's immediately clear, it can't be the 312th auditorium, stupidly because it's the second floor," Naruto said. "Yes, moreover, it is very noticeable. The color of the table where the audience number is written is yellower than others," added Sarah. "And if you think about it like that, they're right," the genins whispered, while the two chunins disappeared. "Hey you, what's your name?" The kid who was ahead of Naruto yelled. "What kind of hubbub is this?" "First, he must introduce himself before asking another," Naruto said, looking away from the thick-browed man. "I, Lee, since your name is," repeated Lee's question. Naruto still cut off Naruto's dick. "Let's fight, be my opponent, let's discuss it after the exam," Naru replied. Suddenly, Lee noticed Isara. "Wow, young guy, let's meet." With hearts in his eyes, he hit it. Lee said. "So, fuck, I don't need faggotry here," said Sarah, hitting Lee on the head. "Ah, even I managed, Sorian, so let's fight," Lee repeated. "Oh, fuck, take that monkey away, please," Naruto said, turning around. Then I went to the third floor. When he opened the door, everyone started pushing them with their ki. Naruto did not lose his head, and released Kikurama. Everyone immediately calmed down. "So, guys, it looks like there will be several stages. The second one will be in the Forest of Death. The first one will most likely be his in writing. I found out that some of them are not geniuses at all, but chunins, so they are needed for something. Most likely, they want to test our skills. Will we be able to write off with him and not get burned? The questions will not be for genins, the main thing is not to get fed up," they understood, whispered. "Naruto, come here, I'll whisper in your ear," Shikamaru said. "What?" Naruto asked, coming closer to Shika and putting his ear. "Annihilator Pu Ashaka," shouted Shikamaru. "Yes, bull, asterisk, you are for the asterisk ball, asterisk K, for the umpteenth time," Naruto said, hitting his friend on the head. So, the homosexual sat down quickly. "I, Ibiki Morina, am the examiner of the first stage of the Nachunin exam. This will be a written exam. Those who will write off will immediately fly out with their team. The questions will be written on the board, and you have to answer them. And write an answer to the paper that we will give," Ibiki said. "And why only 9 questions?" One genius asked. "Answer these first, and then there will be a 10th, Ibiki said, suppressing his ki. Naruto and his team didn't write anything at all. Everything went as according to the canon, except that fewer people passed the second stage. When Ibiki reported that those who remained had passed the exam, the same woman with a beautiful physique flew through the window. She immediately put up a poster that read forward, "Young people. Ibiki, you've gone soft." "Okay, I'll take another half out of here," Anka said, grinning. In short, the guys, those who passed, an hour later at the landfill number 44, in the Forest of Death, said Anka, and disappeared. "What's in the Forest of Death? What kind of place is this? I've heard that few people come back from there alive." The voices of people were heard. Naruto wasn't worried, he knew this forest by heart, all the traps and cuts. He often visited the tower in the center of the forest, but it was always closed. After an hour, everyone was already near landfill number 44. Dachshund, there will be a second stage. Each team will be given a scroll, heaven or earth. Your task is to take away the opposite scroll from the other team, and then go to the central tower in the forest. You have 7 days to do this. The only rule is, do not open the scroll in any case. If you do, you will be kicked out of the exam along with your team. In the meantime, please sign these documents, it says there. that Kanaka is not responsible for the damage or death of genins from other villages. Those who do not sign can go back to their village. Anka said, smiling. Everyone signed the documents, after which she distributed the turn commands. Naruto's team, IDS number 6, was at gate number 17. After the ringing was heard, the gate opened. Sarah wanted to run beyond them, but Shika and Naru stopped him. Hey, he's not in a hurry, and so, now everyone will run so headlong, we may get into a bad situation, we may be surrounded. Circle, run along the edge of the forest near the tower. I have a mark for an air breakthrough, so we don't need to rush, Naruto said, and Shika just nodded. Okay, Sarah replied and entered the gate. The guys walked quietly along the outskirts of the forest. They spent 2 days like that. Now our task is to catch up with the weak teams that have not yet broken through, so it will be easier for us to get scrolls. Shikamaru suggested. Not necessarily. I know every trap here. We can check. Anyone got caught, Naruto said. Yes, we can pass the time this way, the red-haired one added. After that, they went to check the traps. They found 2 teams that got caught in them. Unfortunately, they all had the Earth Scroll, as did team number 6. Because of this, Shikamaru had to go according to plan. After a day of searching, they came across sound engineers who tried to break Sakura's arms, as well as Menma and Sasuke, who had already been knocked out. The soundman was about to break Sakura's arm when Sarah jumped on him and pinned him to the ground. Naruto created an air blade and cut the second one in half. At the same moment, Shikamaru captured the third with a shadow grab, and then Naruto cut him down. Sarah, have you swatted the third one yet? Naruto asked. Let's punish him, Sarah suggested. And how? Violetide asked the question. Well, let's leave it. We'll put him naked here, tie him to a tree, and let the animals eat him, Sarah suggested. And why naked? Naruto wondered. Well, Haze, he's all bandaged up. He probably has a knife, he'll cut the rope, and then he'll want revenge, Sarah explained. Oh, fuck him, kill him, Naruto said, scattering the air blade. Law 1, Sarah said, and then stuck a kunai in his throat. Shika, what kind of scroll did they have? Naruto asked. It doesn't fit, he said. Sakura-chan, what do you have? Naruto asked. Look at the sky, Sakura said in confusion. Vatkak, well, then give it to us, Naruto said. What? We will fail the exam then, Haruna reacted. You know, to be honest, I don't give a damn about it. We're not even friends, but for us now it's Sarah. The most important thing is to win the exam, Naruto said. Sarah, of course, wanted to spare Harun, but he knew that there might not be another chance. Sakura lowered her head, then stood up and took Hun out from under the bag. The hell out of 2. She screamed and pierced the blonde man's heart. Sorry, Naruto-kun. After these actions, she began to cry. Shikamaru and Sarah stood in a stupor. Naruto's heart was pierced through. Sarah and Shikamaru were angry. They wanted to avenge their brother, but no one expected what happened next. Naruto was covered with red chakra, and the wound began to heal. Naruto touched Sakura and said with a smile, "Don't be afraid, I'm fine." After that, Naruto squeezed Sakura's shoulder so that she broke, and Sakura fell. She made terrible screams of pain. Naruto wanted to knock her out, but then he felt a threat from the left. He squatted down and saw Sasuke, who had tattoos on him. He breathed purple chakra and hatred. Naruto caught Sasuke while he was in the air and threw him to the ground. Sasuke got up and flew at Naruto. With a 3-volume Sharingan, they started a taijutsu fight. Occasionally, Sasuke used fire techniques, but still lost to Naruto in the cover of Kurama. Sasuke took 4 punches in the ribs, after which he heard a crunch. He fell down and started screaming in pain. Naruto pressed his foot against Naruto. Sasuke broke it on his leg. After that, he took the scroll and scattered the chakra to the chickens. Naruto, are you sure you did the right thing? Sarah asked, shocked. I'm sure I did the wrong thing. I'm sorry, Naruto said, and then hugged his friends. And now it's time to go. Naruto, holding friends by the hand, teleported to the air mark at the tower, stood at the entrance, and opened the scrolls. At the same moment, Iruka appeared, who congratulated them on passing the exam and announced that they needed to wait a few more days. When 7 days had completely passed, several teams were standing in front of Hokage. While we start the qualifying fights, does anyone want to leave the exam? Minato asked. Sakura, Sasuke and Kabuto raised their hands. Naruto, did you really cripple them like that? Minato thought. Okay, first fight. Naruto, fucking against Menma on Mikaze, shouted the examiner, after which everyone jumped back on stage. Many were confident in the victory of Hokage's son. Hajime shouted the examiner and stepped back. Naruto looked menacingly at Menma, who was also looking at him with hatred. I will destroy you, you bastard, Menma yelled and attacked Naruto. In pure taijutsu, Naruto dominated in many ways, so Menma switched to spontaneous techniques. He created 50 clones, and each of them made fireballs that flew into Naruto. Menma himself fired electric charges at Naruto. Another 10 clones created water waves that combined with electricity. Naruto barely dodged, so he created 10 clones that began to distract, and he buried himself in the ground and became invisible. After these actions, he jumped out from behind Menma and kicked him in the head. He flew into the wall, and all the clones scattered. Menma would have stood up, but the fatigue of the clones was transmitted to him, so that Naruto was able to deliver another punch to his stomach. Menma found it hard to breathe. After that, Naruto put his hands on Menma's chest and shouted, Futon. Chakra incision. The wind chakra penetrated into Menma and began to cut his chakra canals. This was damaged, so Menma could not continue the fight and surrendered. Everyone was in shock. They didn't think that some Nanim would defeat Mina. When Naruto returned to Shikamaru's team, he was pestered with questions. Naruto, you can't explain what happened to you. When Sakura almost killed you. The ability of the Hiraishi clan, once a year, you can resurrect with an additional one. A power that in many ways surpasses the initial one, Naruto lied. I've never heard of such a thing, Sarah was surprised. Yes, I am the first of the clan to master this technique. I haven't heard of such a clan at all. Well, yes, it's small, and I'm the only remaining representative. Uzumaki didn't stop lying. I see, Shikamaru said. His fight went as well as according to the canon. The next fight. Sarah Uzumaki versus Imanaka Ina, the examiner shouted. I think there is no point in explaining how easily Sarah won. All other fights were held according to the canon. You have all passed the third stage of the Nachunin exam, which will take place in a month on the main arena. You are allocated this time to gain strength and defeat the enemies. Good luck, the examiner said, and then disappeared. Naruto wanted to leave with his friends, but Hokage called him. Come in, Minato responded to the knock on the door. Hokage-sama, why was she called? Naruto asked. Naruto-kun, Arakimaru is in the village, he wants to take Sasuke, but I think Sasuke will not cope with the seal. And will fix Arakimaru. I wouldn't want to do this, but as the strongest genin of the release, I'm giving you a task. Spying on Arakimaru. Your task is to go with Arakimaru instead of Sasuke, but no one but me will know about this mission, Minato said. I agree, Naruto replied. Okay, you can leave, Minato released his son. Naruto went to the training ground, where he took the lotus pose and entered the subconscious. Kurama, do you have a draft? Naruto asked. The call, like there was something like that, remembering, said the fox. Great, can I sign a contract? The brown-haired man asked the question again. You can, you need to fold the seals, a sheep, an owl, a mole, a lion, a horse and a snake, suggested the tailed one. Thank you, Ku, thanked Naruto, then folded the seals, and, biting his finger, hit the ground. He found himself in a strange forest. The leaves on the trees were light blue, and the trees themselves were green, the grass was purple. A man and a child. What are you doing here? Asked the little white fox who jumped in front of Naruto. Kurama sent me here. I'm his Jinchuriki. Naruto replied with a smile. Come on, Kurama herself. Prove it, the fox did not believe. Hey, are you still not grown up? Kurama asked through Naruto. Kurama-san. Okay, boy, what's your name? The white fox asked. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I would like to sign a draft with you, the brown-haired man answered honestly. Okay, Naruto-kun, come with me, said the fox, escorting Naruto to the Sage of Foxes. Naruto entered a large temple. There he saw statuettes with foxes, which had different numbers of tails. And in the center of the room, there was a giant statue of Kurum. When the white fox explained everything to the sage, he decided to teach Naruto the Sanin regime. Naruto, do you want to study fashion with me? Why not? But I only have a month left before the exam. A month there, a year here, the sage explained. But then okay, Naruto agreed. They started training. Sanin mod was not easy for Naruto. It took him 3 months to master it. He revealed that Sanin Moth Lisive improves sensitivity, also adds claws and fangs, and also creates an original sword for the owner. Naruto's sword looked like this. The blade was completely black, and a strange aura emanated from it. The handle was red, and in the connection of these two parts, there were small skulls. It worked like this. The sword sucks the blood of the owner and turns red, after which it can cut absolutely everything. It was very difficult to wield such a sword, so for another 7 months, Naruto trained to wield a sword. When he had mastered all of this, he began to practice joint techniques with the conscript foxes. He mastered Dayton ideally, and now he had strong techniques in his arsenal, not only Futon, but also Rathan. Okay, Indo-san, Geiji-san, I have to go. Thank you for everything, Naruto said, saying goodbye. We are also very glad that you came to us. We will be looking forward to seeing you. When Naruto returned to the world, it was too late. It looks like he came back exactly the day before the exam. Naruto went to his house. On the way, he met Shikamaru and explained why he had been gone for so long. Shikamaru just accepted it and went home. The next day, everyone gathered in the main arena. After Hokage's fiery speech, the examiner began. The rules are exactly the same as in the qualifiers. Your task is to knock out the enemy. The battle will end if you are unable to continue the battle, will be knocked out or die. I have the right to intervene in the duel if the victory of one of the parties is obvious. The names of the opponents will appear on the monitor, but 4 now go to the waiting room. A few minutes later, the draw began. The first fight. Naruto fucking against Neji Hyuga, shouted Jenna. Naruto and Neji jumped into the arena and stood opposite each other. You clanless trash can't beat me. From the moment you were born, you were destined to lose to me. Miji would have liked to continue, but got a fistful. Shut up, you idiot, it's not fate that decides how we live, we decide our fate and our life. Naruto yelled furiously. Neji activated the Bikugan and attacked Naruto. Brown-Hair decided to beat Neji in taijutsu to teach him a lesson, but they were equal. Because of this, Naruto took out a kunai and attacked Neji with a weapon. Neji did the same. They fought in kinjutsu. At the expense of Bikugan, Neji evaded everything. Then Naruto jumped back and created 50 clones that attacked Neji, and he began to enter the hermit mode. He had claws and fangs. The eyes changed to a fox, and the sensitivity increased. Naruto scattered the clones and ran to Neji. In hermit mode, he took out a blade that absorbed his blood and turned red. Naruto swung his blade at Neji, but he dodged, but suddenly a strange aura appeared in the place where Naruto hit, which remained floating. Brown-Haired struck a few more blows, which Neji parried. After 5 minutes, he noticed that he was surrounded by this strange glow. He wanted to get out of there. But Naruto closed the last passage. Neji is not a fool, so he understood that these things are dangerous, so he came right up to the glow and made a rotation of the heavens to drive it away, but, to the surprise of the whole clan, the glow cut the dome. Naruto took advantage of this and, passing through the cage, ripped open the animal G. Then he cut off his left leg and put the blade of the sword to his throat. Give up, Naruto said. You're crazy, shouted Neji. This is for you for doing this to Hinata, you bastard, Naruto continued gloomily, driving away the aura. The winner of Naruto Hira has also proclaimed Genma. Demon, who is this guy? Very strong. As he defeated a genius from the Hyuga clan, Naruto dispelled Sannin's regime, and the sword evaporated. After Naruto headed to the waiting room. The next fight is Sarah Uzumaki against the dog Gaara, Genma announced. Sarah and Gaara jumped into the arena. Start. Genma shouted and jumped back. Sarah created a wind chakra zone and disappeared into it. After that, he created 10 invisible clones and started beating Gaara as if it were a ball. After a couple of minutes of beatings, Sarah got tired and scattered the zone and the clones. The red-haired man fell to the ground. Zoro approached him and began to humiliate him. Well, it looks like you've lost, Sarah summed up in a tired voice. Come on, Gaara said, getting up. His face was cracked, and sand was falling from his left eye. We'll see who lost here. After that, Gaara raised his hand, and Sarah was shrouded in sand from everywhere. Sand coffin, he called the technique, and shook his fist. The sand began to shrink and turn into a desolate piece. Sarah was in a lot of pain at that moment. He could feel the sand soaking into his skin and pressing down on him. Then Uzumaki used the forbidden technique of his clan. Gaara stung Sar's body, a sea of blood, and a muffled scream came from there. Genma was about to announce the winner when the sand crumbled and a whole Sarah came out. At the same moment, Sandy began to shrink, and a second later it exploded as if it was a grenade. All Uzumaki tensed up at this moment. Sarah felt a severe headache. This jutsu affected the brain, so in any case it was impossible to use this kinjutsu. The mind of the one with whom you exchanged lives is transmitted to you and can change you. Winner Sarah Uzumaki took out the top one. Genma's verdict, after which Sarah was carried away on a stretcher. A second later, everyone was in shock. There was a giant sand raccoon in the arena. Damn it! Shukaku has escaped. Minato shouted. Don't make any noise, Minato, said Kazekage, who put a hakajiku to his throat. I will destroy your village. And yes, I'm the boy who likes to dress up as girls, said Orochimaru, removing the cover of Kazekage skin. Damn it, Minato said, and ended up behind Orochimaru, after which he tried to hit him with a Rasengan. But he only calmly evaded. Then they had a fight on the roof. In taijutsu, they were equal. Because of this, Orochimaru called Tabirama and Hashirama. The first one is Sama, the second one is Sama. Minato was surprised. Orochimaru couldn't fully resurrect them, so they were much weaker than the original ones. Because of this, Minato quickly dealt with them, after which he ran directly to Orochimaru. He took out Kusanagi and tried to get Minato, but he teleported more and more. The Five of Sound joined the fight, which began to greatly interfere with the hackage. After half an hour of battle, their attack came, which led the Five of Sound. Snake Sannin, realizing that it was time to retreat, began. And where is Uchiha Sasuke? Haven't you heard? Naruto Dick still crippled him and his team members. Most likely, they will no longer be able to be shinobi if Tsunade is not involved in this. Minato calmly continued the conversation to turn the attention of Orochimaru Sasuke to Naruto. You say Naruto's Hareishi. It's interesting, Orochimaru said, and disappeared into the snakes, after which he ended up at Shukaku's. There he saw a giant eight-tailed fox beating up a poor one-tailed one. Immediately several Uzumaki ran up and sealed Shukaku in a large scroll. We will rather need to find Jinchuriki, the scroll may not stand, one genin from the Fuinjutsu Geniuses clan exclaimed. Obviously, the team consisted entirely of ninjas of this rank. Orochimaru was next to them and knocked them out, then ran up to Naruto. This fucking Naruto directly asked Orochimaru a question. So what? The brown-haired man replied, as if wondering what was going on. Come with me and you'll get a power you never even dreamed of. Slowly, building a bait, Orochimaru offered. I already have the power, do you want anything else? Naruto asked. As I understand it, you are a Jinchuriki. I can pull the Kyuubi out of you so that you survive, Orochimaru brazenly lied, simpering with his smile. Naruto, after a few feigned emotions and excuses, went with Orochimaru. When they arrived at the lair on the border of the land of fire, Orochimaru blew up the smallest tree, after which an entrance appeared. And the tree at least henna. When the door opened, Naruto's gaze appeared as if. Orochimaru-sama, didn't you want to take away from Cha? Yakush asked, surprised. Yes, but this kid will be more interesting, Arakimaru explained, apparently happy and dumb from having passed. Show him where everything is. All right, Arakimaru-sama. What's your name? The ash-haired man asked. Hira Naruto coldly cut off the brown-haired man. You have beautiful eyes. Okay, let's go. I'll show you your room. Yakushi said, after which he began to conduct a tour. When he finished, he asked Naruto to wait a bit. So, here are your clothes for the service of Arakimaru-sama. Kabuto appeared, holding a white robe with a purple belt in his hands. Well, Naruto dressed him. The robe was made so that the guy's torso was open. Is there something to wear under it? The brown-haired man asked. Why would you? I sincerely did not understand, Kabuto. Well, it's cold here, I had to explain to Naruto. You'll get used to it. Ashen-haired argued awesome, adjusting his glasses. Naruto noticed that he did it stupidly every 5 seconds, and then left. Chet worries me, but come on, Naruto whispered thoughtfully, and then went to bed. At this time in Kanahagakura, Hakagi-sama. After the battle, we could not find Jinchuriki, Anbu Schnick reported. What? How is this possible? Escaped, yes, it means. All right, announce his grandchildren and assign a nice prize to whoever finds him and brings him. Minato finished his speech threateningly, releasing the dog. Phew, I hope you don't mess things up, Naruto. After a week at Arakimaru's, Naruto got used to such an environment. They also started training. Due to the fact that Naruto had already signed a draft, he could not sign the same one with snakes. Because of this, Arakimaru came up with another thing for Naruto. Naruto-kun, you know that there are draft animals that allow themselves to sign a contract with a person who has already signed with other animals, for example, spiders. They have the same techniques as the snakes, so I can help you with the techniques. Said Oraclin. Naruto really liked to call him that. Hi, Arakimaru-sama, what seals? Violetide asked. Here, a snake, a sheep, a horse, a dragon, and a bird. Listed Arakimaru, and then called a spider the size of a dog. Arakimaru, why did he call? The spider began the conversation. Can this kid sign a contract with you? Sanin asked. Okay, here, sign the scroll, and then return it, said the spider. Naruto signed the draft agreement, after which the arthropods disappeared. Now make 10 clones, and impregnate them with Sen Chakra. Naruto did so. And now fold the seal of the snake, and imagine how you jump into it. Naruto tried to do it, but the clones just scattered. After a month of trying, he was still able to turn it into reality. And what does it give me? Naruto didn't quite understand, going into a stupor. Look, Arakimaru said, making a cut on the brown-haired man's neck. At the same time, spiders rained down from Naruto, who then crowded together and recreated another Naruto. It's just awesome. From an overabundance of emotions, Hiraishi commented. Yeah, and now you have to learn how to drop spiders in seals, so that during a duel, you can quickly print them and bind the opponent with a web. In the case of snakes, this technique is called a hidden snake, and spiders have a web of justice. Naruto summoned 100 little reds spiders, after which he sealed 50 in his left hand and another 50 in his right. Later, he tried to print them out and order them to tie up the tree. The spiders did so, but the web did not even reach the tree and was so thin that Figs would have restrained herself and would have restrained herself. I forgot to say, you have to channel a lot of chakra in the seals where the spiders are so that they shoot hard. Naruto printed out the spiders again, and this time they shot a thick web that caught a hair in the bushes. Yes, you'll need to work with the scope, but come on, you can rest today. For a whole year, Brown-haired studied the summoning of spiders. He learned to combine them with foxes, even though they were against it at first. He also used spiders for surveillance. Of course, they didn't have their own Sanin fashion. I don't want to think about Spider-Man. For 2 more years, he practiced futon and Dayton techniques, as well as studied forbidden ones that helped him in difficult situations. He also thoroughly studied the human body and the chakra scalpel, which he hardly used. In 2 years, the Kinjutsu level rose to the rank of Jonin. In addition, his speed has increased significantly, and the body has taken on a completely sporty look. Facial features have become regular and well-established, quite attractive. When he went out on a mission, all the girls he met literally melted from his very presence. By nature, he became colder. He disliked Aracleni and was always with him, and seemed to have withdrawn, so his character changed a lot. Arakamaru also put a cursed seal on Naruto, but he immediately remade it. Now the seal could not speak, but simply gave him strength. When it was time to change the body, the brown-haired man slowly entered the room to Arakamaru. Naruto-kun wanted something, asked Arakamaru with a grin. I know you want my body, you half-baked homosexual. Naruto objected, taking out a blade to cut Arakamaru's body. A giant snake crawled out of it. Naruto did not stand on ceremony and immediately sealed it in the Kusanagi blade, which Arakamaru gave him. At the same time, Kabuto came in. What did you do to him? He asked fiercely. The same thing I will do to you, Naruto replied, beheading Kabuto. Then he took all the money from the shelter and headed to the nearest town. There he bought normal clothes and already went to Kanaka, hiding his face with a hat. When he entered the gate, Izuma stopped him. Hello, first name, last name, and purpose of arrival. Naruto Uzumaki. The purpose of arrival is to meet Hokage. What is Naruto Uzumaki? I don't believe it. Hokage gave it to the root. Izuma prepared for battle. Okay, call him here, Naruto demanded. Do you think Hokage is so free herself? Okay, Naruto replied, and then printed out the fire from the scroll, which caused loud explosions. Minato appeared just a second later. Who are you? Minato asked menacingly. What a disrespect, Hokage-sama, Naruto said, taking off his hat. Naruto-kun, how are you? Minato asked, hugging his son. Aha, let go, it's okay, I didn't let you hug me. 3 years with those homosexuals was enough for me. Removing his father's hands, Naruto said. Hokage-sama, what do you mean? Asked Kotitsu. Do you remember Naruto Hiraishi? It's him. That day I sent him on a mission to kill Arakamaru. But no one knew about it except me and him, Hokage explained. Stop. The demon killed Arakamaru, Kotitsu wondered. I kind of forbade that word. But come on, we need to tell people everything. After Naruto's arrival, Minato called a people's meeting in public at the residence, and the next day he stood in front of people and began his speech. Villagers, I want to tell you a story from 16 years ago. Today is October 10th, the day of victory over the fox, as well as the birthday of two very dear people for me. 16 years ago, when Kyuubi broke out, it turned out that he was under gender. Tsuutsu Madara Uchiha, he was given the order to destroy the village. On that day, I was faced with a choice. Save the village by sealing the fox into one of my sons, or let the fox destroy Konoha. As a Hokage, I was forced to seal the fox into my second son, Naruto. After that, as you know, he died. But this is officially disclosed information. In fact, Naruto changed dramatically that day. His hair became darker than black, his eyes turned purple, and chakras began to blow from him. I thought that the fox had captured my son's body and mind, and decided to take revenge on him. I gave my son to an orphanage, spreading doubt that he was a Jinchuriki. Naruto Uzumaki is my son. As it turned out, after several years, the fox did not destroy the mind at all. My son, but on the contrary, protected him from people who made attempts to cause him any pain. When Naruto went to the academy, I decided to tell him that I was his father. He took it as coldly and even indifferently as possible. He asked me to enroll him in the academy under a different surname, Naruto Hirage. Probably you are now thinking that because of my actions, my son and one of the strongest genins of Kanahi became an apostate. But you are wrong. All these 3 years, Naruto was on a mission to destroy the army. Chumaru, a man or maybe not, who attacked Konoha 3 years ago, taking many lives. In fact, he is the hero of the sheet, a man who went against the whole village, which hated him not with the same emotions. but with an attempt to protect. For all the time, I have not done anything good for my son, but on the contrary, I have spoiled his childhood. He is a hero who did not give up for anything, did not follow the path of hatred, knowing that he was thrown out by his own father. I don't know what Naruto feels for me, but I don't think he really likes me. Throughout the speech, Minato cried, and people were surprised after each sentence. Kashina was also characteristically roaring, and Menma was in shock. To be honest, because of everything I've done, I feel a lot of guilt. A man who couldn't protect his own son has no right to be a Hokage, Minato concluded, taking off his hat with the inscription Shadow of Fire and approaching Kakashi. From today, Kakashi Hatake will be the new 5th Hokage. I ask you to love and favor, Minato announced with a sad smile, which even Kakashi himself did not expect. After which he approached Naruto. Naruto, I understand if you hate me, but there is a request, be at least bitten, she does not deserve your hatred. Minato said with a trademark smile. Father, you can't always hate someone, because of this, a person tries to take revenge. And what happens after a person kills another for revenge? Naruto asked. Justice is done, but it leaves a void in a person, Minato suggested. Not only that, this generates a person's loved ones, to whom you took revenge, to hate you, and what will they do? Naruto asked again. Probably, they will also want revenge, understanding, Minato said. Exactly, because of this, an eternal circle of hatred is generated, which can be closed if one of the parties gives up and takes it. He will take everything as justice. I don't know why the world punished me for sending my own father to take revenge on me. But I understand that I must be the first to surrender. Killing you won't get me anything. If I hate you, then how will I be better than the residents who are beaten, or the Nukanins, who have gone down the path of revenge? It doesn't mean that I will love you or Kashina. This means that I will not despise you, I am not going to live with you or communicate with you in any way. And even if I wanted revenge, you have disgraced yourself enough today. And now it's time for me, I haven't paid for communal services for a long time. So I need to press a couple of Nukaninchikov after cleaning the house, and then I'll be ready for missions. But even though it's now Kakashi himself. By the way, how are Itachi, Shikamaru and Sarah doing there? Uzumaki asked with a smile. Minato just didn't say anything. What happened? Naruto was wary. Arakamaru's henchmen captured them a week before you killed him, Minato replied. Damn, we should save them. I know roughly where they can be, Naruto said, after which he used the technique of disintegrating into spiders. After he found himself in the summoning world of spiders, he began to contact the spiders from the Rain Village. When he spotted several, he contacted them, and then folded the seals. A second later, all the spiders crowded together and created Naruto. After he was in Amagakura, Naruto headed to one of the towers. After he got up, he saw Itachi beating up Arakamaru's henchmen, while Shikamaru and Sarah were chained to the checkering pillars. Naruto silently crept up to them and freed them. Who are you? I didn't recognize Shikamaru's friend. I'm Naruto, the brown-haired man said, and then jumped up to Itachi to help him. With the help of spiders, Naruto quickly dealt with his part of the Nukanins, but Itachi did not lag behind. But still one touched him with a poison kunai. Itachi started coughing, but Kennen wanted to finish him off, but Naruto kicked him on the head. After which the spiders surrounded him and began to eat him. Itachi-sensei, are you okay? The brown-haired man asked. Naruto, is that you? But how? You ran away from the village, you were perplexed yourself. I was on a mission to exterminate Arakamaru. The task, by the way, was successful. Hokage told me what went wrong with you, and I'll tell you the rest on the way. On the way back to Konoha, Naruto told them who he was. Everyone warmly accepted that he was in Jinchurik. But they didn't expect that he was Hokage's son, and that while they were in captivity, Hokage would change. Upon arriving at Hokage's office, they were met by Kakashu. He came up to Itachi and hugged him, that is, greeted him, and asked if everything was all right with them. Then I gave them a vacation on the spot. Naruto paid the communal services in every possible way, and also had fun with friends. Finally, team number 8 is back together. Naruto was glad that he had such good friends who had not changed in character in 3 years, except that they had matured. And Sarah had appeared. Your fan club. And Shikamaru became one of the great geniuses of the Nara clan, as well as a Chunin. Naruto remembered that he was still a Genin, and this situation needed to be corrected. He went to Kakashi-san's residence. The sixth one you don't know. When and where will the Chunin exam take place? Naruto asked. Yes, it seems like in a week, it will be held in Suna. There will also be the son of the third, with his team to participate. Why would you? Kakashi asked. Well, actually, I'm still a genie, that's how Naruto explained. And so you didn't know that you were declared a C-rank Nukenin. You actually passed the exam, Kakashi said with a grin. And how convenient it turns out, I thought, Kakashi-san, after the death of Danza, the root broke up, after all. The brown-haired man clarified. Well, yes, the silver-haired man replied. So, Wout, I think that the village really needs a root, but not like during the Danza. The root will obey the orders of the Hokage too. Not only its leader, and also they will not be allowed to hide information from the Hokage. Naruto started. I already understood that you want to restore the root, but why did you wonder about poop? But I have already killed one of the legendary Sanins, and can I become the head of the root? Naruto asked hopefully. Naruto-kun, do you think he killed Nukenin? And they will come up with separate rules for you. First, at least become an elite Jonin, and then ask as much as you want, said Iruka, who brought the documents from the academy. And then put them on the table. If you think about it, Naruto is still a great fellow. If you can assemble the composition for the root, then no problem. The financing problems will be on me. After all, it's hard for a village without a root, Kakashi said, which made Ruka angry. Take a bite, and Sensei's hand. Naruto smiled that he missed the chalk on his forehead. Iruka asked menacingly why Naruto jumped out of the window and climbed to the roof, standing on the railing. Yeah, I need to gather strong guys. I think that behind the village in the land of fire, you can find some talented guys who will live poorly, as it usually happens. We need to find out more information, Naruto thought when he noticed Shikamaru and Sarah, who were walking and looking for him. He jumped towards them. Oh Naruto, we were just looking for you, said Sarah. I've already figured it out, but I need your help. I was appointed head of the new route of the Anbu. I will need to assemble a train to guard the village. My plans are to find talented children and train them, suggested Naruto. Do you want to make a weapon out of them, like Danza was wary of Shikamaru? Not really. Of course, they will have to be ruthless, but they will have more or less communication with other people. However, I do not know. The route should be as secret as possible, so maybe we will have to make several weapons of the village. This is as Hokage orders. I want you, Sarah, to restore the Kanahi police, which people from different clans can join, not only Uchiha. But you, Shikamaru, must assemble the strategic center of Kanahi. Find good strategists who will help Hakage and me rule the village. I asked Naruto, and you asked permission from Hokage, Shikamaru asked, left a note before leaving. The residents will pay all the costs. So don't be petty, but I'll prepare the base for the route and find good ones. And strong ninjas, Naruto said, after which all three jumped in different directions. When Naruto went to look for the route, he decided to find the most secretive place, but at the same time, so that no one would think of looking there, and Kanahi had the Valley of Completion, the nearest such place. Naruto went there. At first, he thought of making a base for the waterfall, but then he thought, or maybe, use the statues as a base, there is a lot of free space inside them, and make the entrance through a waterfall. And only people with a certain seal, which I will give to the members of the organization, will be able to enter there. But how do I make a pass? Of course, I have a Doton, but do I have enough control so as not to destroy everything here? It will be necessary to ask Shikamaru to help later. Together we will cope, I think, Naruto reflected, as an Anbushnik in a tiger mask appeared in front of him. Hello, Naruto-san, you are the new leader of the root organization. Anbu Schmid asked. Well, technically, yes. What do you need, Tiger? Naruto asked. Hokage called me to help you build a base. I own a Makoten, Tiger explained. Ah, Tenza, is that you? Naruto realized, looking at the statue. The Hashirams. What? How do you know me? The tiger was perplexed. It's simple, I spent 3 years with the snake. I learned about all his experiments, and about you too. You miraculously survived actually, the chance that you would survive was 0.1%. Yes, with such luck, Tsunade belongs to you in the casino, Naruto replied, considering the entrance. In short, as I understand it, since you own a Mukoten, then you have good control of the Doton, so Naruto clarified. Yes, Tenza replied in confusion. Well, I need you to make a passage in this waterfall, after 2 passes, into each of the statues. Then you and I will need to equip the statue as a base. I think my office will be in Hashiram's head. Naruto began to explain. They got to work. Meanwhile, Sarah has prepared all the documents, as well as the old premises of the Konoha police. It was expensive, but since Hokage was the sponsor, he didn't sweat much. He fully prepared the building and ordered uniforms for the policemen. Instead of the coat of arms of the Uchiha clan, he hung a sign of the Land of Fire, after which he began to announce that the Konoha police were being recruited. At first, several genins were connected, but this was enough for a start. At least, they would have been able to stop small robbers, so there were enough genin teams for the first week. After that, they found the areas where crime was the greatest in Konoha. When Sarah sent the genins there, they all came beaten up. Because of this, he had to look for chunins to help him. Hokage attached a few Anbushnikov to him so that the chunins would have confidence in him. He also announced that in the future, through the Konoha police, it will be possible to get to the route or to Angu. After this announcement, 4 more chunins joined the police, and that's when the work began in full swing. And Shikamaru honestly didn't sweat at all. He bought a medium-sized building, and then went to the clan he called the best geniuses firm there and announced that they were now the strategic center of Konoha under the subordination of Kakashi Hatake and Naruto Uzumaki. Some disagreed about Uzumaki, but you can't go against the order. Due to all these actions, the council became much larger. If earlier the heads of clans, Jonin and Hokage, consulted with advisors. Now there was also the head of the police, the route, and also 5 representatives of the strategic center. When Naruto and Tenza completed the route base, Naruto released the tiger, and then left 10 clones to monitor the base. He himself went with other clones to different villages. When one of the clones got to the village of Makoten, he saw 3 genins, 2 of them were lying beaten. One of them was standing with the last of his strength. Against him was Jonin, who was also tired. When Jonin decided to finish off Genin, he activated a Bikugan in one eye, then hit him in the stomach, disrupting the circulation of the chakra. Naruto immediately jumped to Jonin and put a kunai to his throat. "Hey, kid, why did he attack you?" Naruto asked. "This ghoul keeps the village in fear. The 3 of us decided that he was unworthy to be a ninja and decided to kill him." The genius explained. "Aren't you too small? Although, as I see, they are still far away. Where is the Bikugan firm?" The brown-haired man asked. The father was from the Hyuga clan, unfortunately, awakened only in one eye. Genin said, after which he began to fall. Naruto sprayed Jonin's throat with the tip, then caught the kid, and, taking his friends, took them to the hotel. His friends were the first to wake up. Naruto explained everything to them, and together they waited for the third. "So I woke up, what's your name?" Violet-eyed asked. "My name is Seiki Hyuga, and who are you?" The white-eyed man asked. "Naruto Uzumaki, the head of the Anbu, Konoha route," replied Naruto. "What, such a young head of the route already?" He had broken up, Seiki wondered. "That's why I'm recruiting new people. I have a suggestion. If you join the route, then you will have a good title and salary in the future. I will personally train you to make you stronger. And your friends can settle in Konoha," Naruto suggested. "But what about our village?" Seiki asked. "I'll ask Hokage to assign to Anbushnikov," Naruto suggested. If we go with Seiki, we can financially help the village, and we will help you, said the first genin. Okay, we agree, Seiki said. After 2 days, they headed to Konoha. Naruto rented an apartment for the guys, leaving 2 genins, and then took Seiki with him. He took him to the shelter. Wow, how beautiful. Seiki was surprised. Now you have to stick out your tongue, and I will put a seal that will not allow you to tell anyone anything, only according to my will. As well as a seal of pain, if you disobey me, you will feel severe pain. Do you agree? Naruto asked. But I would have answered no, but as I understand it, it's too late, Genin said, after which he stuck out his tongue. Naruto put his hand on his tongue and put a seal, and then put his left hand on the Bikugan and put the seal of pain forever. You can pass, Naruto said, pointing to the waterfall. That the base there is cool. Genin shouted and ran into the shelter. Just so you know, I'm just a clone. The original is looking for other members for the organization, but for now we will start training. The clone started training the network. The original with the rest of the clones also brought a few talented guys, after which the clones began to train them. Naruto left the shelter for the first time in a month. He took Seiki with him. Today he went to the council for the first time. There he met his team Itachi Shinsei, as well as Minato, who became the new captain Anton. He sat down next to Minato as the head of the route, and then asked Seiki to print out a scroll and a pen to write everything down. As many of you have realized, 3 new organizations have appeared in Konoha: the root of the Anbu, the head of Naruto Uzumaki, and the strategic center of Konoha, the head of Shikamaru Nara, as well as the Kanahi Police, the head of Sara Uzumaki. These 3 organizations will participate in every meeting from now on, Kakashi said. 6th, I don't know what you were imagining, but to entrust such things to Chunin, who are only 17 years old, is very irresponsible on your part, said the elders. Hakagi-sama, I want to announce a vote, who is in favor of removing these incapable farts from the council. And putting new elders, Naruto announced. I'm in favor, Hakagi immediately said. Everyone else also raised their hands. No respect for the elders. These children will ruin you, the second one said, and after taking her husband, she left the office. I think it would be necessary to put new advisors. Hyuga Hiyashi, as well as Fugaku Uchiha, how about you? Kakashi asked. If the Uzumaki clan doesn't mind, then with pleasure, Fugaku said, and Hiyashi nodded. I have no objections, Kushin said. Do Uzumaki scare you? Naruto asked. It's not that they scare, it's just that they used to have a claim to the title of advisors, but it seems to have gone with the past. Explained Hayashi. Is it clear that Hakagi herself has any other topics to discuss? Naruto asked. Yes, we have received information that a certain Akatsuki organization has appeared. They are hunting Jinchuriki. They have already captured 2-tailed and 3-tailed. Suna also told us that the 4th Kazuka Jigara, who is Jinchuriki Shukaku, was attacked by 2 members of Akatsuki. Sasori Akasuna, as well as Didara Tsukuri. Both are apostates with a plus rank. Fortunately, Suna was able to fight back, but most likely these 2 will return with help, so they requested our help, Kakashi said. The fact that we are in an alliance does not mean that we have to fight with the organization, who has 3 Biju left, Hayashi said. I can't disagree, but even so we shouldn't spoil ties with Suna. At the moment, this is the only country with which we are in an alliance. At least I can go there with the root members and help Gaara. We are familiar after all, Naruto suggested. I am totally against it. You of course are strong, but each of the Akatsuki is no weaker than Arakimaru. If they defeat you, they will capture the fox, said Fugaku. So let's not let them catch me there. Naruto said with a grin, I like you, kid. I'll send some of the Uchiha, said Fugaku, and I'll provide a good censor. Hiyashi suggested. For me, you will receive the command of the Anbu Wet Skeletons, said the silver-haired one. It's a strange name, but I'm grateful, if that's all. Then I'm waiting for them tomorrow at 9 at the South Gate, said the brown-haired man. Wait, there's another topic, Kakashi said. And what is it? Shikaku asked. Recently, we have received information from Jiraiya-san. Poop started. He was in the village of Kamen. It turns out that Kamen decided to attack the village of Rain. Since it is the most weakened after the Third World War, they decided to appropriate their entire territory. If the stone gets the Rain lands, then it will have a direct passage to Suna and to us. Hidden Mist also decided to support the stone. I'm sure that Tsuchikage won't stop at one Rain. They will declare war on the Sunni, as they are not on good terms, and by agreement of the treaty. We will also have to participate in this war. Knowing the nature of Reikage, he will not be left behind, thus the Fourth World War of Shinobi will be unleashed, Kakashi concluded. But this is really problematic. What are we going to do? Hayashi asked.